Alrighty. Here we go. We are live and up and running. Greetings to everybody. Welcome back to PRL, Primetime Racing League. Saturday night shootout continues here tonight. For this, that is the already lost track now. This is the sixth night of racing here for their season. So officially going to be at the halfway point of the season, if I am not mistaken. You know, I am physically counting this out based on the schedule, but hey, another classic with Daytona and Talladega combo races, 3X on the pit frequency. Bring what you brought, pretty much same deal as last week, although hopefully the levels don't crash into each other this time around. We've got 4 of them on the track, though, this time for the Lovell family out there. Greg, Eric, Dan, and Brian. Of course, along with some regulars here, totaling looks like 13 drivers for tonight. Also joining me tonight, a man who, and I can never get enough of calling these online races with. Caleb Rose is back up here once again. Caleb, thank you as always for joining in. I know you and I were just talking about how much fun you and I both have with this, but seriously, man, it's always a pleasure, and thanks for hopping on board once again.
Definitely an honor to be back up here once again. I always have a lot of fun here calling these online races, and especially here in prime time. Just gotta love in our online super speedway racing. It's always usually an absolute blast, and definitely very excited to see what tonight's races will have in store. Going to be definitely a lot of fun, and like I said, definitely very glad to be back up here once again.
And like I said, glad to have you here. And I lied. It is not going to be the halfway point after tonight. It will actually be the halfway point following next week's race. So that was my fault. I got confused there because of the 2 off weeks that we had for the Race for the Cure and then the Bones Memorial Race. PRL was off for those. So that those one-off events could take place, which I was very, very honored to be a part of both of them, and was a blast there. But tonight's going to be a blast as well. Again, we got 13 drivers, it looks like, on tap, and random qualifying has been run. Damage has been turned off. The admin said, you know what, low car field, let's try to keep everyone in it as best as we can. So that has been the verdict. And the man who's making a lot of this happen, Randy Waugh, is going to be starting on pole for this first race here at Daytona. Mike Mangialardi will be to his outside. Then Brian Lovell, Graham McDonald, Doug Kulick, Greg Lovell, Bobby Farrell, Billy Elizar, Eric Lovell, Keith Bynum, Tim Anderson, Pat McCarsky, and Dan Lovell round out the field for this first race. 40 laps. 3X on the pit frequency, like I said, so we're seeing these guys go about 13 to 14 laps typically. Would, of course, expect the exact same thing here tonight, so that would put them in a 2-stopper. So, of course, Caleb, you had mentioned before, anytime it's an online race at Daytona or Talladega, you really can't go wrong, and you're going to see a show in some way, shape, or form. Hey, anytime we go super speedway racing, that pretty much applies. But I don't know. Any particular expectations for what we might see here tonight, especially knowing that you've seen these guys race at least maybe once or twice before on these super speedways. Any expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I guess with how these races are set up, and just with super speedways in general, definitely could be quite a bit of a wild card. Like I said, super speedways really kind of just like to highlight pretty much about all drivers from every different caliber. It really lets them kind of show up here in the spotlight. So definitely intriguing to see how this race will end up shaking out, but definitely could expect quite a couple faces up front and quite a couple faces potentially in contention here for this race win.
Hopefully, Randy Waugh will be one of them, as I know that his kid Corey's going to be rooting for him. And we got you guys the live picture here. 40 laps on the ticker. And that number 21 Roll Tide Dodge is going to be getting these guys to roll off here in just a few moments once the field takes full shape. Mike Mangialardi to his outside. But yeah, Caleb, as you said, anyone in this field can win it, and I know just looking at the field of cars that we have, all these guys are very capable on these super speedways as well. Of course, you can say that a super speedway racing is just a crapshoot. Anyone can win it, but there's an art to it. There's an art to kind of knowing how to push, knowing where the momentum's going to be, and trying to put yourself in a position to take advantage of that. And that is a skill in and of itself, and that is a very difficult one to master. It wouldn't surprise me, based on all the drivers that we see here tonight. Well, Dan Lovell's having a moment there, but
based on what happened today, just ask Jeff Burton and Sammy Smith.
yeah, that's very true. we are not going to discuss who won that race. Someone that, let's just say, I don't think I'm alone as far as maybe not being the biggest fan of that guy, but
you are not.
But I will keep the spoilers to an absolute minimum from there. So for now, though, I think that if you do want a spoiler, tonight is going to be a couple of very competitive races, just like we have always seen these PRL guys put on. In the words of Paul Heyman, that is not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Love Paul Heyman, man. He's absolutely fantastic. So the field around and through turns 3 and 4 now. You know what, Caleb? Alex asks you this all the time. I never do. So just for fun, why not? Who's your pick?
Ooh, definitely a lot of intriguing options. I think. Honestly, I just might have to go with that Eddie Machine of Eric Lovell.
Eric Lovell. Alrighty. Just starting in that number 80 Dodge. That is going to be the 10th place starting position for him, as the field is going to come into the restart zone here. And for the 6th night of the season, and we are at Daytona for race 1 of the night, and it is officially underway.
Boogity, boogity.
Oh, goodness gracious! Oh, that's early trouble! Billy Elliser, Bobby Farrell, Tim Anderson, all in trouble. That was a checkup on the inside lane. I saw that as it looked like they caught up to Randy Waugh, who got a big lead. Almost too big, and then they just ran right up to him. And unfortunately, that's what took place right there. I also make just a very quick graphics adjustment there, but yep, that to me looked a lot like a checkup there on the bottom, and Bobby Farrell got a bump, caught the apron, tried to save it, and came right up into Elliser. Let's take a look. That actually spins off of the bumper of the 80. Like I said, though, no damage in this race, so these guys should be just fine to continue. But, yeah, not what you want to see on lap 1 with an incident like this.
Definitely a really tough break there for all those guys involved. But, you know, just like what you were saying, it's just a classic super speedway checkup, especially with how the online physics work. Bump drafting could definitely cause quite a bit of checking up, so that's definitely important to keep an eye out for that in this race. So yeah, definitely a tough break there for all those guys. But like I said, we got damage off here in this one, so Still definitely have a good shot at this.
No harm, no foul at the end of the day. Just track position, that's all. Maybe need some new tires on that thing. And keep her
A little
going.
split strategy.
Yeah, a little split strategy here. You got Graham McDonald coming in. I see Brian and Greg Lovell both coming in. As is Dan. And of course, a couple guys that were involved in that incident. So that will let them go just a little bit longer after we go back green. And that will open up the door for a little more strategy that you can try to play and try and get yourself either staying out a little longer or coming into pit road with the field and being able to take less fuel, less time sitting in your box, and you can get going maybe even a whole second and a half ahead of the other guys. So I don't mind the call pitting there, but hey, if you want the track position, the call is going to be to stay out here. We'll see if anyone else comes in this time around or not. I do believe Mike Mangialardi did lead them back, and currently is scored as the race leader in that number 29. Looking for him to have a great run here tonight. Hasn't had the best luck with some of the results, but always up there with these super speedways. Like I said, one of the better guys at it among the field. But yeah, this field is pretty much full of super speedway elites wherever you look. Kulik is up here in that 23. Greg Lovell there in the 80. Pat McCarsky in the top 5 as well, and the number 97 as they run, of course. And obviously, things will be changing a whole lot as we go along. Especially even until we go green, because there were... Nope, that split bag's going to continue here, as just talk about Doug and Pat. Here they come. Along with a few other guys that already pitted and were at the back anyway, so, hey, smaller field, you might as well, right?
Yeah. I'm feeling a bit of strategy.
And that's the strategy indeed. Probably Farrell in the wrong pit stall. Interesting. Lights are out. Oh, no, they're not. Still got another lap to go here. So that should bring us to green as we take lap 6. Of course, tonight, night 2 of 3 in a row here on the channel. We had Texas World for CCR last night. That was an awesome race, and once again, congrats to Dan Francesconi on the championship. Tomorrow night, Talladega for Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series. That could prove to be a very, very interesting show, considering that them guys are in the midst of the playoffs. And with only 3 races to go in that guys are going to be trying to win their way to Phoenix. Whereas Zach Rogers already won his way in. So he's got nothing to worry about. So he's going to be playing spoiler and maybe try and see who he may try to push to the win to either help or hurt his own chances. So definitely tune in for that one. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That is going to be one that you will not want to miss. Something else you definitely don't want to miss is the Turkey Hill Truck Series over on AG the channel. I think I think a rather handsome fellow runs that, but I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't know that guy.
Lights are out on the pace car. I think I just made things awkward, but hey, when you have enough fun with this guy, you gotta try to brighten his spirits a little bit too, and inflate the ego a little bit.
it's been a crazy season so far over there, so if y'all are interested, I would definitely recommend checking it out.
I would not recommend watching how the 42 does, because that's not so hot.
Your cooking, trust the process.
Well, we'll be cooking next season in Cup, I could tell you that much. To anyone to anyone that knows, you know. I hope that
This
plays
is
out.
it.
I hope that plays out and I don't have a Thomas Troxel type of season.
This is gonna be the final nail in the coffin of beating Blaine Keys.
Hey, I still beat him. He may have got more wins than me, but he did not make the chase. So I stuck to my word from a whole year. Oh my god, that was a year ago that I said that. That's wild to think about. That was a year ago.
Time flies.
Time flies indeed. It's been over a year since I've been to Bristol and I got to see you, which was awesome. Yeah, it's been a year. It's just shy of a year, since the Thanksgiving 500. And hey, if Blaine Keys and I are both in that race, then one of us is making it to the checkered flag and one of us isn't. So there is to that. Pace car pulls in, 35 laps to go here at Daytona. After a lap 1 incident, we are back to it here with Randy Wan, Mike Mangialardi. Mangialardi, who was the control car, opted for the outside lane. That is a very interesting call. Your pick there, Eric Lovell, is going to give the shove to the 21, who, once again, gets a great initial jump. And is going to pull ahead a little bit. Not quite as big of a lead as he had that first time, which honestly might be by design, because I feel like that's what allowed everyone to get the run that they did and kind of caused that checkup. But as they sort it out now, Randy's going to go to that high side, the grippier lane. As we've mentioned before, inside lane is quick because it's the shorter way around. The outside lane is quick because way easier to handle. So you got kind of the best of both there. This will be close here for the lap lead. Oh, give it to Randy, I think.
Barely.
Ooh, that was close there. Eric Lovell low to the inside with Brian pushing him.
Sliding up a little bit as that inside lane, like you mentioned, the shortest way around, but not as easy to hold on to that thing as the car's on the outside lane. But Lovell doing a good job at leading that line, but the outside has a bit of a run here down the back, and you are looking to take that lead back away, but still laying on the quarter panel here as we go into 3 and 4, and we stay side by side up here for the race lead.
That was a great push that Mangialardi gave to the 21. I think the 24 are also helping in that front. But man, yeah, they're just twitchy enough there in that bottom lane. It's making me a little nervous. They're going up the track just that little bit. I'm also noticing just a little bit of the server twitch for all these guys, pretty much. I can see their cars just doing a little shimmy. That's either the server or it's just me. That's certainly very possible because my frames are not where they should be for a field of only 13 cars. But yeah, that outside doing a fantastic job of pushing and getting those runs to go their way. And Eric Lovely's doing a good job there on the bottom, but the push is not quite as consistent for him, and that is what is allowing that outside lane to take charge. And they have taken charge full well here with Waugh and Mangialardi clear, and trying to get Graham McDonald to get clear with them as well. 388 Dan Lovell is the 4th car there on that outside lane. He's never one to be shy of making some aggressive moves, so we'll watch for him at some point in this thing. But with the caution laps that we ran there, and a lot of these guys topping off, a couple guys didn't, but some did. So I would imagine we'll probably be able to go to about lap 18-ish would be my guesstimate. Maybe a little bit earlier if you didn't pit, but definitely was able to safely onto that caution flag. So probably 16 to 18 would be when we'll probably start to see that.
So we're definitely looking quite sporty here so far here in this run. Still trying to poke ahead as a 29. So we head here down to the back straightaway. Inside lane still trying to hang tough though. But and that inside lane, you can definitely tell they're getting a bit upset here on the inside here through these corners. And oh boy, in a way, it could definitely make for a little bit of uneasiness there. But a decent push there through 3 and 4, and Eric Lovell looking to take the fight back to the 21 at Randy Wall.
It's back to the inside of the 29 at the moment, using the short way around that dog leg to his advantage. Little side draft, even though it doesn't actually work, but hey, you scared the guy, push him up a little bit. Evidently, it's worked out. He's, as you said, yes, back side by side with the 21. I'll tell you what, though, he's got a great pusher in that 44 behind him. Brian Lovell, I mean, all these levels, and anybody in the Big Stone Gap camp, which includes Tim Anderson, by the way, in that 33. Also, Denny Carroll's part of that as well in the 41 whenever we see him out here. He's not here tonight, but that is a big clan of drivers that knows their way around a super speedway. Eric, that was not not conducive for keeping the pants clean. You word it that way. Ooh, that was sketchy. And how about speaking of sketchy, we got some 3 wide going on back here. Pat McCarskey and Doug Hulick, not afraid to try and make up some ground there on the 3rd lane. Of course, it's only the 2 of them. So don't know how well that's going to work, but they're at least holding steady. They've gotten alongside Dan, so see if they can try and make any more noise there, especially if they could get a 3rd car up there. Dan and Randy, Eric and Randy remain side by side here. Randy Wall continues to just edge ahead there at the start-finish line. But hey, with this 3x pit frequency, time is coming, and it's coming fast. To try to get to that inside lane and set yourself up in order to come down pit road safely. You can do it on the top side, of course, but you better hope that everybody behind you pits as well, or heck, even just goes up to the wall to try to pass you. So communication is key on that front, especially when we're in the situation that we're in right now, where trying to get down to the bottom is going to be very, very difficult with how they're racing. And Mangialardi, boy, that was way up the track. That's unusual.
And this time by Eric Lovell, going to end up getting it at the line. It might have been a bit of a checkup or something on that outside lane. 29 might have gotten a little bit loose there, and now Lovell looking to try and poke his nose out front. He's cleared here for the time being. Now they're side by side with Brian Lovell and Randy Wall there for 2nd. Tim Anderson on 33, also now looking to the inside. As now the tides are starting to turn here a little bit, as now that inside lane starting to form up here quite a bit. Probably because we're starting to get close to that cycle of pit stops, maybe. We'll have to see what everybody does like to do. It's definitely going to get pretty interesting. That outside line trying to hang on, though. Even with lesser cars, they have the grip. Saw it right there. Might have got a bit upset there off of turn number 4. And Randy Wall taking the fight back on that outside as 29. I mean, already went way up towards the wall. He's out of line there. And he's on the top of 3 wide.
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but either way, he's going to fall to the rear of the field. And whether that's by design or not, I don't know. He might be setting himself up for just a cleaner pit entry. Another thing, I mean, if you pit with just the right or wrong number of cars, you could be either more aggressive on pit road or a little less aggressive, although I see a lot of guys really jockeying here, and that's because we got some takers, and those are the guys that stayed out. And it includes Mangialardi, Eric Lovell, and Randy Wall. Those were the top 3 on the restart. They all stayed out, and they were able to go to 15, starting 16. Now they will be on one more stop from here. All the rest of this field here, they can pit probably in about 2 or 3 laps would be my estimate. We'll see if they indeed opt to push it that far, or if maybe they'll just try and short pit, cut that pit stop time down just a little bit. These leaders do this time. Looks like it's unanimous. They're going to stay out for now. So, with 3 cars, they're all very spread out at the moment. That's not going to help them. They need to form back up and do so very, very fast if they are going to have any chance of trying to keep up. Although Eric Lovell's actually going to fall a lap down here. He's going to hope that he gets some draft and hope that that will allow him to close back into this lead draft once all of them pit. And then he'll be able to cycle back into the group and be able to stay in it with the chance for the race win. That is the big thing with these pit stops. You got to execute it properly, or else you are going to be out of any chance of the win. Brian Lovell going to pit all by himself.
Oh, Eric Lovell going back in. He might have got a penalty of some kind.
Yep, that looks like a drive-through. Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, it's such a tough break there.
Well, I know why. It's because I made you jinx them.
Whoops.
I had to... I'm not going to blame you for that, because I'm the one that posed the question. So that is all on me. Let's see who else might be coming in here. Looks like... Oh, that is everyone else. Oh, this can get sketchy. It is sketchy. Dan Lovell spins Graham McDonald around. And that will also force Doug Hewlick to stop. Pat McCursky to stop. Dan also ended up spinning as he came out of the grass. And that is going to cost them severely. They might need a caution now in order to have any chance at staying with the lead draft. Speaking of which, though, let's see who emerges where.
There goes Greg and Bobby Farrell.
And Bobby Farrell, very impressive there. There goes Eric.
Collision!
Oh, not again! Not Hewlick again.
26.
Wow.
And Cycle's going to go bando orders for a couple of these guys.
So here come Mangialardi and Randy Wall. They've passed a few guys. They're going by Tim Anderson. Boy, that's not the best pit stop there for Tim. Here's Brian Lovell all by his lonesome. He pitted by himself. And once the cycle's back, I think these top 2 are going to be kind of in a league of their own, and that is Greg Lovell and Bobby Farrell, and it looks like that is indeed the case. However,
Anderson having to come back down. Might be a penalty there as well. Oh, no.
Oh, well, he just
lost it.
Penalized himself even worse. Ouch.
Man,
what a splintered field this is. After all that.
A lot of crazy shakeups out of that site.
Yeah. Big time. So Juan Mangialardi are going to breeze by Eric. Wow, I'm getting all the levels confused. Brian Lovell. It was bound to happen. But now, if Brian can catch up to them, they will become a three-card pack, and they will start to mow down these top 2. Unless Eric latches on, then there will be 3v3. That's just a matter of who's got the better pushers. We are halfway through this first race of the night here at Daytona.
I'll have to see how this all ends up shaking out. But yeah, like you said, a lot of spreading out here after that pit cycle. Is now we got 2 cars of Greg Lovell and Bobby Farrell out in front with Eric Lovell in tow. Yeah, that could definitely give a bit of strength there to that front pack. Maybe help them kind of maintain the gap back to 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which has now gotten grouped up and looking to try and close in here to this front pack. So definitely some very interesting developments there into that pit cycle. A lot of spread out there. And if this thing goes green, I think it could definitely make for a very interesting run to the finish here. And we still got, I believe, another cycle of pit stops as well to go through.
We absolutely do.
That would be interesting as well.
So it is about 6 seconds that this group of 3 has to close in order to catch our leaders. Catch up to Dan Lovell and Tim Anderson. Man, you get more lap cars in this group. That's just a bigger pack, and next thing you know, you're just down to the top 2, able to settle it amongst themselves, just amongst a bunch of lap cars, which are going for points, by the way. Let's not forget about that. Although Greg Lovell is coming into this race as the point leader, rather commandingly so. He's got 4 wins so far on the season during the first 5 nights, which would pretty much be 10 races. And checking on back here, it looks like they closed about 2/10 based on the lap times there. So some time gained, but not a whole ton. Greg is also running the bottom, which, if you're looking to maintain a gap like that, that's actually not where you want to be. The momentum is going to be for that higher groove. So that's where Randy Wan, Mangialardi, and Brian are running at the moment. Mangialardi and Brian both incredible pushers. So let's see what the lap times compared there. That time they were much more even. And yeah, I think that having Eric latched on here is definitely making a big difference. And now they're getting some more draft off of these two. Yeah, they just got to make this round of pit stops and hope that neither of them mess up, so that they can still stay with each other and maybe try and have a shot at the race win. If one of them messes up, well then the other one's got it pretty much on lock, unless of course something crazy happens like a caution, which you just never know. It can certainly happen.
Still definitely up in the air, especially as some of these packs start to kind of form up again in mini packs, as now got 5 up here in this lead pack. So definitely gonna probably get a bit faster here. Definitely not what that second pack wants to see, because that was definitely interesting. These guys are running the bottom. They were running top and getting a little bit better runs there. But yeah, now that these guys have 5 cars, they might start picking up the pace a little bit, unless they start battling amongst themselves.
That's that would spice things up quite a bit. Eric Lovell is a lap down, and even I believe in comparison to those guys. I think. Actually, I might be wrong on that. That may have been, yeah, that was based on the previous scoring loop. So the 80, the 388, and the 33 are all on the same lap together. And they are all racing each other. And yeah, Dan doesn't look like he wants to stay put. But there's still enough of them up here that I think that gap is probably growing, or it actually looks like it may have stayed the same that last lap. Yeah, it's been hovering between 6 and 6.5 seconds. That gap has really not shifted at all between the top 2 and then the next pack of 3 being led by Randy Watt at the moment. Though still, they're a little broken up here. 14 laps to go at the moment. Like we said, another pit stop remains for everybody. But, again, yeah, we'll just have to find out here. Ooh, well, the lap cars maybe gang up together and
to the outside.
Yeah, try and get up to the lead of this group and take command.
Both the lead lap cars there on the inside, as I'm going to give a push to Eric there on the outside, looking at, like you said, maybe try and push him to the front of this pack. And these guys battling amongst themselves, I could definitely give the opportunity for these guys back here to maybe close in a little bit. See if they close in a little bit this time by. Yes, they do. Closed in about a 10th there. This could definitely get interesting if they stay racing, but I wonder if maybe Bobby and Greg might kind of just slot in behind this pack here. Looks like that might be what they do.
Yep. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. They'll let those front 3 just kind of tow them around and do most of the work for them. See, I'm just checking further ahead here. Yeah, we've got this pack of the 2 leaders and 3 lap cars, and then the pack of
Oh, here
3
we
who are
go.
all pitting together. Ooh, okay,
We'll
well,
get it
alternate
slowed up.
strategy call here. Way to do it.
I got another pack of 5 back here who's also going to pit together.
I was just about to
Blaine
mention that. Yes.
Donlon.
Oh,
Oh,
Pekarsky!
Pekarsky.
Well, they're gonna lose a car there, unfortunately.
Some other
Man,
packs apart from our lead pack going to be pitting together.
knowing past history with Greg, I think he's gonna run this thing dry. So he's gonna be staying out there probably another couple laps. Question is, will Bobby Farrell do the same thing? Because you know Bobby's gonna want to win this race, no doubt about it. Greg Lovell, man, has he been the favorite so far this season? He wants to keep that streak going.
Pit stop really split up that pack of 3 that came in.
And that's not what they needed. They needed to stay right on top of each other. They did not do that. Randy Watt is going to get some draft off of this group, at least for a little bit. But he's still getting up to speed. See if any of these guys pit this time or not. They do not. Whoa, Tim Anderson. Oh, that was steering assist.
Oh boy.
I bet you
Hold
that
on
was
to it,
steering
buddy.
assist right there. He got too low, and the steering assist said, "Oh, you want to pit, don't you?" And it pulled him down there. I bet you that's what happened.
Oof.
I felt that happen to me once or twice, and that is a terrifying feeling. Ooh, Greg, Bobby going to go high. I wonder if these lap cars are going to be pitting here.
That might indeed be the case. See what happens here off of 4, and yep.
They'll lock up from the
Lock up out of
33.
Anderson.
Oh, he's still locking it up. Hold on there.
They got it.
There you go. He got her down to speed, no problem. Kept it clean elsewhere. Very nicely done. And now it's just these top 2. Do they pit together? Do they try to throw each other off? Is Bobby Farrell going to be able to do anything for this race win? That'd be really sweet to see Farrell win. No offense to Greg, of course.
Pitting together would probably be the play if they want to stay together and here in this lead pack. We'll have to see if one of them maybe throws a curveball here, and nope, looks like they're going to pit together here.
Be clean. And looks like they will do so no problem.
Beautiful.
Always the benefit of pitting with either 2 cars or even 3 or 4. You can be so much more aggressive coming onto pit road as compared to when you're pitting with a multitude of drivers around you. Yeah, Maine Gilardi, Brian Lovell have found each other. Randy Watt still by himself at the moment, so it's like this group of 3 will probably end up merging back together, but outside of that, these top 2 who are now emerge together again.
Right there.
With 8 laps to go. Boy, how often do you see it just come down to 2 drivers like this at a super speedway? How is Bobby Farrell going to approach this? I think I would not be surprised if we are going to see him just lock to that bumper until that white flag flies, and then once that white flag comes out,
Belts are off.
Could be just about anything, or maybe he'll be content to stay in second because it's like, hey, this is big points right here. I will take that. There's Dan and Eric.
Is, but definitely some fantastic execution on pit road there from these 2.
And they've got Pat McCarskey a little further up the way. Pretty much the only lap car that they may end up catching. Billy Ellisor is way further up. And yeah, the gap between them and their nearest competitors There they are. They just came in turn 1 at the moment. Yeah, 14 seconds. Hey, that's... When it comes to these races, pit road is where your race will be made or ruined. And sometimes through no fault of your own. And pretty much everyone at least had maybe some, or in some way, shape, or form was affected by problems on pit road, except for these top two. And now they are long gone and are going to be able to fight it amongst themselves. Got 6 laps. Find out what Bobby's going to do. And if Greg's going to be able to hold him off if indeed Bobby tries to make that pass.
It'll be interesting to see what the play is here as they're catching the 97. Pat McCarthy going to put him a lap down. See if McCarthy can maybe join in here on this lead pack, make it a 3-car tandem up here. And if McCarthy can get up here, that can definitely make things quite interesting. I have to see, though, if he can stay with these guys, which it looks like he might be able to, but about 5 laps to go here from Daytona. Right now, Farrell looks like he's kind of discontently riding in behind that 88 of Greg Lovell, but as these laps tick down, I definitely think Farrell might try to make a move. Have to see what he decides to do, but I'd still say this race isn't over quite yet.
CTS physics, I think, are going to play a big part in this as well, because if Bobby wants to, I feel like the call, especially knowing that you've got McCursky behind you, I feel like the call would almost be try to back up to the 97. Hope that the 97 is going to work with you. And then you'll get an almighty run that you'll be able to try to get to a quarter panel, whether that's inside or outside of that 088. I think that's going to be his play. I apologize to everybody for my pauses. It has been a long day at the drag races today for me, but a lot of fun no less. But I am very exhausted. I am very, very sleepy, but hey, we're going to have a good battle between these two Fords. Try and find out who's going to win this race. Brian Lovell continues to lead this train. Hey, this is for 3rd place. You want that interview? You're gonna have to finish at the head of this little train here, which Tim Anderson has also latched on to. He's last car on track, actually. He's a lap down. And he's 13th out of 13 drivers at the moment. Now these guys are actually catching
here we go.
the 26, and boy, that was interesting. Greg actually peaked high, and I guess was maybe trying to sniff a draft off of that 26, and Bobby Farrell said, I ain't going to go up there with you. I'm going to try this inside.
Well, we got the run in the middle, and is going to stay clear for now, and now Farrell's side by side with the 97. However,
oh boy, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's going to get the run of all runs here. He's got 2 laps to go. He's got the push. He's got the draft. Oh, Greg's a sitting duck.
Here we go. Farrell has a huge run already brewing here on the 88 of Greg Lovell. Where does he go? He's closing in. He goes high.
It's the one place that he can.
Follow him up to the top, side by side through 3 and 4 here as we come to take the white flag. Was Karski gonna push him there, and Billy gonna get on the inside to push the 88?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be who's the better pusher. White flag here, and the top 2 are the only 2 that are going for this win here in this pack. But now, Billy's actually peaking high. Gonna leave Greg out there and say, see you later. Billy also to the outside there. Then we'll give it to Bobby Farrell. And now 2 lap cars between him and 2nd place. How about this? Bobby Farrell. Off of turn number 4, I do believe that this will be win number 1 here in this season of the PRL Superspeedway Shootout, and he will get it done in race 1 of this evening at Daytona. Perfect.
What a move.
Could not
What
have.
a
It
move.
could. That was textbook. Like, once you get that gap, you know you gotta take that run, and that was beautiful on his part. Greg definitely gave him grace there. Didn't block him too hard. Didn't find him too hard for it. I think Greg realized, hey, I'm going to finish second at worst, so I ain't going to fight too hard for that one. That is cool to see Bobby Farrell get it, though. Been racing with him for a good hot minute. That is really, really sweet there. The man out of Frederica, Delaware. And he's going to burn it down here on the front straightaway here. Briefly.
I gotta save the car
Great
for the
run
next
there.
race.
So Bobby Farrell, Greg Lovell, and Brian Lovell will get the third position. Mike Mangialardi, Randy Waugh finishes fifth and well outside of that pack. I wonder if something happened to him. We'll take a look at that real quick, maybe before they reset the server. Graham McDonald, Doug Hewlick, Keith Bynum, Pat McCarsky, Billy Ellis are the top 10. Dan Lovell, Eric Lovell, Tim Anderson, the full finishing results. We get a quick replay here of the 21. Looks like he probably just got hung out or something there. As they're resetting now to get the server set up for race number 2, and that will be, of course, the modified Talladega these guys run. That is Primetime Superspeedway. But we don't want to hold these guys up very much, so we'll get some quick words with the top 3 finishers from that race, and it will start with Brian Lovell.
User was moved to your channel.
And Brian, do your copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Third place there, man. Even though it wasn't quite up there for the race win, those two were just see you later. But still, though, man, you had to hold off a couple guys behind you there. I'm sure the main mentality was just trying to catch up to those top 2. But regardless, though, still a third place finish. But just tell me about Pit Road, because that seemed like that was the main place where a lot of craziness was happening, and that's where a lot of guys got kind of splintered off.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot of stuff going on pit road, and I don't know how I ended up losing so much time. I don't know if just getting off pit sequence or what it was, but they were up. First and second was up ahead of us, third, fourth, and fifth by 10, 12 seconds or something.
They still
But the
got that
pits
gap
was
down to
pretty
8.
wild. Yeah, pits was pretty wild.
Sometimes it be that way on the super speedways. But knowing that we pretty much run at Daytona and just a modified Talladega with Primetime Super Speedway, would you say that one of the tracks, or one track or the other, is more difficult as far as pit road entry than the other one would be?
Oh, you talking of the other Daytona track or both tracks tonight?
Both tracks tonight. So, like when you're running Daytona and now going to Primetime Super Speedway.
This Daytona version is a little bit wider, coming to pit road. There's not really that much difference, I don't think. Talladega's wide, of course, it's wide everywhere, I believe.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair there. Even if it wasn't quite up there with those guys, like I said, maybe just strategy there, but still, awesome finish for you. Caleb, any questions or anything for Brian Lovell?
I definitely got to say that was quite the interesting race to start the night off, and sure definitely got another very interesting one in store. But great job there out of you tonight in that one, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck here coming up. Maybe going for back-to-back podiums.
Yeah, I hope so. I appreciate you guys and all you do, and hang in there, fellas. Only go up from here.
we hey, hopefully continue to move up in those point standings as well. Man, I am so out of it tonight. But of course, before we let you get back up there, if you want to give any closing thoughts, shout outs, anytime we get you up here in the booth, you have that honor and privilege, my man.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my Wolfpack teammates and Big Stone Gap teammates and all the guys at PRL that put the work in and you guys in the booth. I appreciate all you all.
Hey, pleasure is all ours, man. Best of luck here in race number 2. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you once again.
Thank you much, man.
And don't let your brother wreck you this time.
No, I'll wreck him. I'll turn it around the other way this time.
I had to get that in there. Good luck, man.
And I'm going to battle him. We're going to see what happens here.
Let's see what happens this time. Oh, yeah, I get to interview him, so I get to give him some crap about that this time.
Oh, yeah. I give him a hard time.
Oh, I will. Trust me. Good luck, man.
See you, brother.
User was moved out of your channel.
I've been waiting to do that. Speaking of Greg.
User was moved to your channel.
Whoops. Every time. I always manage to do that. But, Greg Lover, we got you up here in the booth, my man. Do you copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Second place there to Bobby Farrell. I got to ask you, when he got that run on you, you didn't fight it too hard. I'm sure maybe just the points game was probably on your mind there. Like, nope, don't do anything crazy.
Oh no, I asked Gary if he had any wins for Saturdays, and he said he didn't. So I let him go. I let him get the win
Oh,
to help him out. To help him out.
Y'all are too nice around here, I swear. No, just...
That way he can get an all-star race too for this season if he's not in it. You know, that'll make him eligible for that too.
That is true, yeah. And these guys do have an all-star race at the end of the season, so
yeah.
That's something certainly to keep in mind there as far as wins go. But regardless, though, you two were just in a class of your own as far as executing on pit road and getting the right strategy. I asked Brian the same question, but pit road seemed like it was really biting a lot of guys there. Is Daytona tend to be a little trickier as far as the pit road entry goes versus Primetime Superspeedway here?
Well, Danny got a penalty, 30-second penalty on that first pit stop. Eric got a black flag for speed, and Timothy got a black flag for speed. And I don't know what happened to Keith and Brian, and I don't know what happened with those guys. But on that second run, me and Bobby was drafting with Danny, Eric, and Timothy, which was letdown cars, and we let them pass us so they could get back on the tail end of the lead lap just in case a caution came.
Even with no caution, still a lot of teamwork at play there, which is pretty cool. Was that teamwork also in play when you wrecked your brother last week?
No.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to give you some crap for that. Brian gave me the go ahead to do that.
I had a bonehead moment.
Yeah, it's just racing, man. Sometimes it happens.
My car drifted up the track when I came out of the corner, and
just weren't clear.
I thought I
just file right back in.
Room. I thought I had enough room to get back down behind him. I even backed all the way on my gas to try to get that back down behind him, but I just went too soon. I should have waited a couple seconds later, and I would have cleared and been right back behind him. But I just went down too soon. I don't know why my car went up the track like that, man. It just like it was driving itself or something. It was weird.
Hey, it made for a great TV moment. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I guarantee
it. Caleb, you got anything for runner-up for race 1?
Definitely got to say, you and Bobby put an absolute clinic there. on the rest of the field there in that first race. So fantastic job out there. And I just got to wish you the best of luck here on the second.
We'll try to do it again if we can. If I don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Maybe go one spot better this time. I have to see.
Hey, maybe so. Get another W and not wrecking your teammates. But
Yeah, really. Yeah, that ain't no joke.
don't want to hold you guys up too long. Still got to talk to Bobby. But of course,
Yep.
before we let you go, man, you know what to do.
Oh yeah, like always, give a shout out to Top Dragster. Was that what it's called now?
Mm-hmm.
Give
Yep.
a shout out to you guys and thank y'all for coming over here and broadcasting races for us. And I'd like to thank Randy Wall for paying for the broadcast. He paid for all of them. That was very nice of him to do that. Not many people will do that. That's a lot of money. So I'd like to thank Graham for the series and, Keith for keeping the server open and, going. That's what keeps the game going, guys. So, we got to keep the game going somehow.
Hey, we'll keep it going for a long, long time. If
I hope so.
with guys like you and Graham and everyone that still continues to participate in this stuff. I just hope I have a small little hand in that myself.
I'll be here.
Hey, you and me both,
as
man.
long as the good Lord keeps me healthy and alive and lets me wake up in the morning, I'll be here. But this that new game's coming out, and I don't think it's going to be all it's cracked up to be. I watched a big long video on it, and it's going to be kind of weird. You got to update your motors and transmissions and your chassis, and it's going to be graded off of how good you race. This game used to be when the lobby was open. The highest rating you could get was a 10, and I got to a 9 one time, and that's as high as I could get. But that was back, shoot, man, when the lobby closed. The lobby probably closed around 2008 or something, 7, something like that.
Been around a long time, but still going strong, and hey, we'll keep that going as long as we can. And like you said, man, just keeping healthy, keeping doing your thing.
Yeah, well, when I came back in 2009, there wasn't no more lobby.
User was
server.
moved to your channel.
And I had to find out about SMS lobby and stuff on my own. So, but I'm gonna let y'all go, man, because y'all got to get Winter down here.
We got him here, but regardless though, great finish to you, and yeah, like you said, man, we're gonna keep this thing going strong for a long time. I think that we got a lot of good folks that'll make that happen.
Oh yeah, Bobby, good win, man.
And best of luck to you here on race number 2, Greg. Go get him.
All right, thank you.
Don't wreck your teammate.
No.
User was moved out of your channel.
Too much fun there. But another guy that we're going to have some fun with here before we get race number 2 started is Bobby Farrow. Do you copy?
I gotcha.
Great win, dude. That is so cool to see. I was telling Greg, you both just had it in the bag. Pit strategy combined with mistakes from other guys and some other carnage going on there. Got you guys up in that position. Just got some lap cars around you. But just tell me, when you had that run, when you were on 2 laps to go, just that big run once you were able to get past a couple of lap cars there, surely you were just thinking, all right, just take it and hope he doesn't block me too hard. But what were you thinking?
Well, I kind of had a feeling he wasn't going to block me at that point because he already, we were talking during the race and he's, asked me if I had any wins because I was going to earn it or try and earn it no matter what. And he's like, you got any wins? And I'm like, no. And he started letting me go. And I'm like, no, I don't want to win this way. I don't want to be handed a win. I want to earn it. And I tried to pass him, couldn't get around him, and had that lapper helping him out a little bit. But it gave that situation gave me enough of a run with the lapper behind me to be able to pull it to his outside and pass him. And he didn't throw a block like I was expecting him to, which I think in a way he was kind of still giving it to me, but I still feel like I earned it the way that ending played out there.
Oh man, with that run that you had, you absolutely earned it. And the big thing, and I told both the levels this, execution on pit road. That's the big thing in races like that, and you pulled it off beautifully. So that was the big thing. I'll ask you the same question that I asked them when it comes to pitting at Daytona, and especially when you compare it to this track. Would you say it's a little bit more difficult trying to go as wide as the initial entry is all the way down to kind of where it condenses at the start of the pit line?
I think Daytona is a little more tighter on the entrance because it's there's not a whole lot of room, not like standard Talladega or prime time where we're at now. But I think no matter what track, especially super speedways, for me at least, pit road can be difficult because you're trying to get all you can get, and that little slip up, hit 56 miles an hour, and you're pretty much done with. Especially with the fields we have been having the last couple of weeks, if you get a black flag here, you're not coming back from it.
Yeah. Yeah, a few guys unfortunately got bit by that. But you and Greg certainly didn't, and you guys were able to settle it amongst yourselves. And at the end of the day, yeah, it came down to you making that move. You pulled it off, and you got that W. Of course, we're hoping the best for you in the second race. I'll turn it over to Caleb if he's got anything for a race winner.
I definitely got to say, that was an absolute clinic of a performance that you and Greg there put on the field there in that one. So I definitely have to say, amazing job. And just great job there on the win. Such an awesome win there. That move to get by Greg there for the win was just absolutely beautiful. Absolute textbook move there. So just fantastic job. And I got to wish you best of luck here in the second one. Maybe you go out there and make it 2 for 2.
That's the plan. I mean, I'm glad to get the one win under my belt this year. For it's been a while since I've won one of these things, so that they're hard to come by. But that doesn't stop me from trying. We're gonna try for take a sweep tonight.
Hey, we're hoping for the best, my man, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you again. But regardless of if we do or not, anytime that we get one of our podium finishers, we'll let you have the floor for any closing thoughts. If you want to give any shout-outs, whatever you want to give, my man, the floor is yours.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank my good friend and painter, Jamie Baker, for making these cars look good that I drive. And I want to thank all the guys that came out tonight. Like I said, we had last couple of weeks we had some short fields, so I'm happy that we're still getting guys out. Wish we had a little more, but the races are fun nonetheless.
If they're fun to watch too, and I'm sure the second one will be no different. So best of luck, my man. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again here in exactly, what's that, 38 laps time?
38 laps and a couple pit stops. Hopefully some more flawless time on pit road, and I might be right back here again.
Hopefully so, my man. Best of luck to you. Go get them.
Thank you.
It was
User was moved out of
Bobby
your
Farrell, the
channel.
race winner. I'm also going to send this shout out to say go subscribe to Fish for You in chat there, because that's my family right there. That's my sister, probably. Whether it's her or not, I'm not sure. But regardless, sup? Thanks for stopping by. Oh man, just time for qualifying. Looks like we're gonna let these guys run out qualifying this time, so they'll be able to run laps, and we'll see who actually is the best at keeping a pretty wheel. Because let me tell you what, getting a good actual fast lap at a super speedway is so much harder than you think. Oh my gosh, I am terrible at superspeedway qualifying. I think that I've done a great job of keeping it steady and not scrubbing off any speed whatsoever, and I will be like the slowest out of everyone that attempted to qualify. And I'm like, seriously? It is such an art to get as much speed as you can as you take that second lap and not scrub any of it off. That is so difficult, but these guys have been doing it for so long, they know exactly what to do, and we'll definitely see it on display with these lap times that we'll be seeing here in about 3 minutes once qualifying fully concludes. Caleb, obviously, I know that with Daytona and Talladega being very similar, but Talladega, or Primetime Superspeedway in this case, being just that little bit wider, presents that opportunity for some more multi-groove racing. Any particular expectations for this one? If we may see some more of that, or if maybe the smaller field could kind of keep that at bay.
I definitely still would expect a very interesting race here at the Primetime Superspeedway. Like you mentioned, a lot wider and definitely at least a little bit different there from Daytona. So definitely has the opportunity to produce some pretty crazy racing. Have to see if what we saw at Daytona carries over, but still, like I said, expecting a very interesting race here as well as we had in the second race of the night.
We only had the one caution in the first race, and that was on the very first lap. They went green after that. We'll see if that happens again tonight. Of course, last night it would have been a Big Stone Gap 1, 2, 3, and they were just content to push each other up there until, of course, Greg got a little tight, came back down, and unfortunately Rick Bryan, we were giving him crap for that, but in reality that's just a racing deal where car got a little mishandling and try to correct it, but it's not quite where you think your car is, and next thing you know, you and someone else are going for a spin. So hopefully we don't see any of that tonight. We may see, guys just trying to be courteous, have some fun with it, but racing hard nonetheless. I expect no different with this one as well. 38 laps for this race, and pit window will probably be closer to 12 to 13 laps, given the slightly longer distance of this track compared to Daytona. Lap times are currently being turned in. Greg Lovell currently fastest. Of course, in a field this size, I would imagine that track position is going to be rather irrelevant. Actually, I can't remember where did Bobby Farrell start that first race. Definitely was not at the very front. I'm not sure, but regardless, execution and getting the runs at the right time. But obviously, pit road was a design factor at Daytona, and if this race goes green, I fully expect it to be the same way as well. Greg Lovell looks like he will get the pole with a 52.445. He'll be just ahead of Randy Waugh, who will start on the outside. That is a sweep of the front row for Randy Waugh tonight. Started first in the first race, albeit with the random qualifying. And now he'll start on the outside pole for this one. Pat McCarskey, Tim Anderson, row 2. Mike Mangialardi and Graham McDonald, row 3. Dan Lovell, Keith Bynum, Eric Lovell, and of course the first race winner, Bobby Farrell, and Brian Lovell, Billy Ellis, or Doug Hewlick. The full starting lineup here. Same 13 guys as the first race. And this is race number 2 of 2 for the evening. And then we do it all again next week as we head into night number 7 next week. Guys going to run out happy hour here so that they can get sorted out with their pit stalls and practice pitting a little bit. And hopefully we'll see a bit of a cleaner pit road this time around. Obviously saw some craziness there, and that's just the nature of the different braking zones. Caleb, I know that while your main experience is primarily offline, I know that you've done your fair share of online as well. So I guess I'll just ask you, when it comes to pitting under green flag conditions at a super speedway, from your perspective, how do you try to navigate that?
It's definitely very interesting. It's honestly just kind of striking a balance. You want to be as careful as you possibly can, but also you don't want to lose too much ground slowing down for the pit cycle. So you want to bring it in as aggressive as you can. So, like I said, I think it's just pretty much all about striking a balance between getting the car in safely, but also getting it in at a decent pace so that you stay potentially with the cars that you are pitting with. So it's definitely a very challenging task, very tedious task, honestly, getting into pit road during green flag conditions. And that's definitely going to be interesting to see if what we maybe saw there in the first race at Daytona maybe carries over here to Talladega.
Let's see if we get to that point of green flag pit stops. I just saw a full 4-car pack there just crash all together. Hopefully we don't see that either. But I do believe that damage is still disabled, so even if we do have any calamity, it shouldn't affect anybody. Another yawn. Boy, I'm going to sleep very well once this stream is finished. There's a full day at the racetrack, inhaling burnt rubber throughout most of the day. I think that has done me in quite a bit. But that is also by far the closest that I have ever been to drag cars when they launch from the starting line. That was such a neat experience. That was awesome.
There really is no smell like burnt rubber and gasoline.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
It's just incredible.
You're not kidding. And I will always encourage everyone who has never been to an NHRA national event before. I'm going to keep saying it. Do it. You're a racing fan. Do it. You will not experience anything like Top Fuel or Funny Car in your life. Sure, it's brief, but it is the most intense 3 seconds of your life. I speak for me, who has seen it many a time. I, for some reason, can never remember if, Caleb, you've actually been to one?
I have not. I definitely need to try and get to one at some point.
Oh, dude, get to Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol's got a dragway, so there you go.
Yep, the NHRA Nationals do go to Bristol because the dragway is like right next to the speedway.
It's literally there. It's pretty much like literally like right there in the parking lot.
Yeah, I actually walked right past it when it went last year. Although now I'm curious, when is that event next year? I definitely intend on going to the Maryland race when they go to Budds Creek, Maryland for, I believe, the first time ever. That'll be pretty sweet. And the main reason that I'm doing that is because Louder Than Life is the same weekend as the Maple Grove Nationals, because of frickin' course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Right. Oh yeah, and South Georgia. I can't forget about
to be scheduled on the same weekend.
Every time, without fail. June 12th through the 14th is when they go to Bristol Dragway.
I definitely have to keep an eye on that.
For sure, keep an eye on that. And yep, the Potomac Nationals is the weekend after Memorial Day, so that'll be the weekend after the Indy 500. Yep, there it is. The NHRA Nationals at Maple Grove Raceway, September 17th through the 20th. The exact same weekend as Louder Than Life, because we can't all have nice things.
That's life.
Sometimes it works that way. Whoops. There we go. I accidentally clicked on troubleshooting on my computer, and my NR came that close to crashing as a result.
No, that's real though. I'm pretty sure. Like I think F1 on my computer is literally like the help and support assistant. And like I bring that up just on random like so much.
Next thing you know, it's like, wait, what just happened here? All right. We have kicked it to the race session. 38 laps for this one. We are ready to go. The second time tonight. Everyone's some live pictures here. If there's Greg Lovell and Randy Wall on the front row, Pat McCarskey and Tim Anderson. Great qualifying run there out of McCarskey. See if the 97 can get some redemption. As will Tim Anderson. He finished last in that race at Daytona, so he's looking to redeem himself here in the second race of the evening. Yeah, the first race, even if that goes badly for you, you can instantly wash that taste out of your mouth with a good run here, and then you can leave the server happy. You have a bad race in the second race, but a good one in the first race. Well, the second one tends to stick with you a little more because it's fresh and just happens. So I think this will be the main race that these guys are going to want to try and win, just for that little psychological factor. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Everybody is rolling. Well, they were. Yep, they're resetting. Take two.
Drivers, to your cars.
We'll get on and off track again here so that we don't hold anything up. And we will get this party in Alabama underway here in just a moment. It really continues to take shape. Here's a good look at the field there. And 13 drivers rolling off. Well, Caleb, I did ask you who your pick was in the first race. We all know how that ended, so I'm reluctant to do it again. But I don't know if you're feeling bold enough to do it again, or should we not chance it?
Preferably not to speak. If I speak, big trouble. I do not want big trouble.
So Eric Lovell, if you watch this back and you wonder why you ended up in the predicament that you did in race one, it was Caleb's fault. Well, I said it was mine, but no. I'm throwing it back to you again. I caused enough problems at New Hampshire and Hobo. I ain't doing it again. That is so going in the top 10 moments of the Hobo season. Get one more swig of my sports drink, which to Zach Rogers, this only has 1 gram of sugar, so it's doing me well. I can definitely tell you that. Good old Body Armor, not sponsored. Although you wonder who got me into Body Armor. Greg Lovell with the second place finish in race number 1. He's looking to go one better here in this one. And it will be 38 laps. Like I said, fuel window going to be around 13, maybe as little as 12. You're at the slightly longer 2.66 mile Superspeedway. It's Primetime Superspeedway. And Greg Lovell and Randy Wall are going to get race number 2 started here. Flagman waves the green flag. And for the second time tonight, we are racing.
Lookity.
Lookity. Inside lane prevailing so far here. We will make it clean here on this first lap. Greg Lovell should lead this lap, although it is going to be close. As the shove is going to come to Pat McCarsky here.
Coming on the outside.
Oh!
Too big of a run.
Thought there was going to be a moment for Randy Waugh. And Lovell did indeed lead the first lap, and Waugh's going to cut right back down to try to file in line. Then he will get in behind Tim Anderson.
Already a lot of movement going on here in the early stages of this race. As Doug Hewlick there in the 23, going to go from top to bottom now there on the inside lane. And Pekarski now leading that top side, trying to stay with that inside lane, but Lovell with the nose out front. You also got 29 there with the push, also trying to clear there for second, but still tightly packed as this giant pack of cars here in the early stages of this race. And so far been around three green flag laps here so far, which is so far more than the Daytona race can say, but have to see who stays that way, knock on wood.
Knock it on wood, indeed. As a little push up there for Mangialardi. But they are going to go back to the bottom. Eric is now going to jump up there. And Graham McDonald going to go for lane number 3. Ooh, don't know how that's going to work there. It might be a little too far back. Try and pull that off quite yet. He's behind him, though. Definitely is happy to go with him at that moment. So if they're going to try it again, they got a bit of a run. They're going to get to the outside of the 33. Pat McCarsky, oh boy, don't cut them off.
Almost 4 wide.
As they will go 4 wide. Contact! There they go, I believe. Saved it.
No. Oh, no.
No, Billy Ellisor is spinning. He's up onto the track, but nobody's coming. I don't think the yellow's going to fly.
Doesn't look like it.
And that is not what Hewlick, McDonald, Ellisor, or Bynum wanted to see, was the fact that no caution came out. That was 4 wide going bad. Well, then again, when does it ever go good?
Very rarely in some cases.
That is, yeah, that was not pleasant.
Yeah, I forgot to knock on the wood.
Here, I'll do it for you. There we go.
There we go.
Just knock on my nightstand next to me here.
Maybe now. Maybe now we'll go clean and green. We'll see.
Have Kursky or Eric Global, they could still try to... Hey, there you go. You even heard that one. They still have a chance of maybe trying to hold on to this draft. Eric, a little sketchy. Actually, Pat McCarsky's actually going to bring it down pit road. I bet you that's probably him deciding to voluntarily serve a penalty. Feels like he could have caused that, so he's taking the gentleman's route and doing a drive-through on his own accord, and that is considered like the gentleman's rule. If you cause an incident, but the yellow does not come out, it's generally considered best form to go and just do a drive-through penalty, and it looks like that is what Pat has done. And once again, yet with no caution this time, some early craziness, and the field splintering apart.
Spreading out once again, but the lead pack definitely a lot more sizable. Still got 7 cars up here. Led by that 88 of Greg Lovell. Eric Lovell going to dive down the pit lane in that 80 machine.
Interesting.
Is there. You got Graham McDonald and Keith Benham there, bunched up there in a bit of a tandem. I've got Doug Hewlick there a little ways back. McCarsky, of course, who came down the pit lane. And might even get a bit of help here from the 26. So maybe they might form up into a bit of a tandem as well. Have to see.
Oh, Pat's coming in again. Oh, don't tell me he's sped.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, you go to serve a penalty and you get a penalty. Oh boy.
That's rough.
Not going to be a good night for Pat McCarsky in either race. Tell you what, though, these top two Fords, doing a good job of maintaining this bottom lane. I'm actually surprised that they're running the inside and not going up a lane higher to that more preferable middle groove where there's way more grip. And you'll have a much easier job of holding on to the car, but I think Greg's making it work. Mike's pushing him beautifully. And then you got Dan and Brian level there in the 388 and the 44. I believe those are... actually, what are those? Let me see. They're Pontiac Trans Ams. Boy, how often do you see that?
I see two of them.
It's the Gen 6 Pontiac Trans Am. Oh, that's funny. I love it, though. I love the variety.
Honestly, a lot of these NR mods, you just gotta love the creativity that a lot of people can bring to the table with all these different templates and stuff. It's always just really cool to see.
And they always find a way to make it work. Heck, I even look at Randy Waugh and that beautiful, I believe that's a Charger.
Oh, caution.
Oh. Wonder what this is for. Phantom Caution. You know, NR does have debris cautions. And I bet you that's what just happened.
I wonder if it might be. I don't know.
Because I don't think that these guys run I don't think that these guys are able to run the mod that allows them to throw the yellow flag on their own accord.
I know there's a command I think you can use that'll throw the caution.
Yeah. You know, actually, there is a way to tell. Caleb, could you do me a favor and hit the chat button and tell me if it says if anybody threw a caution?
Oh, yep, they did throw the caution.
They did. Okay. So
It was a planned yellow, so
I'm guessing that was probably in relation to the incident.
Yeah, maybe.
And they, after probably discussing it a little bit up there, and they said, you know what? Let's go and throw it. Let's get everybody bunched back up, and we'll put on a more competitive race here. And I respect that. I really do, in regard to the fact that these guys are trying to give everybody a chance. Like, if you're Greg Level, or, well, if I'm in Greg Level's position, I know I sure as heck would want less cars in the lead draft with me. But every single one of these guys, I'm sure, was up in that TeamSpeak room going, just throw it. Let's get everybody back up here. That's not fair that the game didn't throw the caution. Let's give everyone their fair due and get them up here. And that's what they did. And we're going to see some more cars in it with a chance now. Because I don't think anybody went a lap down. So we got some strategy here. Randy Waugh will win the race off of pit road. Straggler staying out here. I think that's the guys that may have fallen a lap down. That would be Eric Lovell and Pat McCarskey. I think they'll both end up getting back on the lead lap here. I do believe that this league also has the 2 lucky dogs instead of just 1. So also, let's see, it pitted on lap 10, go to about lap 22, so yeah, they probably will still need the 2 stoppage from here. I think that that's going to be a... Ooh. That's going to be close for a one stop from here. So they go 13 laps. Assuming that they save enough fuel under this caution. Or top off, that would help too. Let's see what the verdict is.
It's definitely going to be really close. It looks like we got some coming in the top off, some staying out.
Yeah, you might have to save about a lap each run, which, even if you're deep in the pack at a super speedway, that is not easy to do. Topping off here will help that venture, but certainly won't guarantee anything. So, I don't know. We'll see if this goes green, if that one stopper is going to work or not. They still do have another lap under caution here, so not quite a re-ed as far as you need to decide. You're going to just bite the bullet and just go for that two stopper, hope for another caution, or try and save fuel to cut yourself back a pit stop. Gilardi currently the leader as he stayed out, as these guys were mostly coming down pit road that time. Eric Lovell on the outside there to get his lap back. Looks like he will actually end up being the only one. I think I was mistaken about the double lucky dog rule, so Eric Lovell will get back on the lead lap. Pat McCarskey will be hoping for just one more yellow. Finished off my body armor. That was very tasty. And right as I was saying all that, Pat has now caught up as well, so I was right. It is the double lucky dog. I might be tired, but I'm not that crazy.
We got more pit stops.
Gilardi brings it in.
Off.
The only driver that's gonna stay out here is Keith Bynum.
Roll the dice here.
Big time roll the dice. He's gonna opt for the track position game here.
Old strategy. See if it pays off.
He's gonna have to command those lines just like Dale Jr. did for this to pay off. Although honestly, if you're gonna try to make it on one more stop, I think the call would be, well, if you're not gonna top off, you probably just want to file in line and then just half throttle the entire run. You'd be best off to just try and make it up on the track. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, this all depends on if we go green or not to the end. Because the lights are out, so these guys should be getting doubled up. Bynum is going to opt for, I guess, the inside. Seemed like he was debating about the outside there for a bit. Mike Mangialardi will be second. Randy Waugh, Bobby Farrell, Brian Lovell, the top five. Graham McDonald will be in the sixth position, it looks like, in that Mopar number 24. Ed Madman over here at PRL. Main man putting on this show. And yeah, as mentioned, Randy Waugh, the man who's making these broadcasts happen. We appreciate him. And I appreciate him a bunch in putting his faith in me. And hey, I know Corey's going to be proud no matter what. So here we go. Pace car will make the turn down pit road this time. Keith Bynum will lead the field to the green flag once again. It's going to be lap 14 of 38. So that would be 25 laps to go. Ooh, that's iffy.
That is going to be very close.
I think doable, especially for everybody, but Keith Bynum, we'll have to find out. Green flag is back out. As that's Dan Lovell, he just hit the wall.
Oof.
What happened there? That thing just made a hard right turn. I am unsure as to why. Must have gotten hit. Because I don't imagine wheel spin being much of a problem with this setup. Randy Waz goes for the race lead.
Whoa.
Oh,
Thankfully, right on
Mangialardi.
the outside.
Dan Lovell dumps Mangialardi and goes down to help Randy instead. Angelardi will say goodbye. He's going to drop back. Bynum leads the lap under green. He's got a bit of a gap between him and Bobby Farrell, though, so advantage to the 21. And big advantage there with a great push from Greg. He will get clear and can now decide. Stick with Greg here or try to go up to cover Keith. He's going to stick with Greg for now.
Backstretch.
Yeah, big run there on the outside. Big shove from Bobby Farrell will allow these two to draw even as they head through 3 and 4.
Door to door up here at the front of the field. Great pushes coming from both lines. And I've got a good push there through the triangle. Gonna lead quite easily there at the line. One not giving up there on that inside lane with the push from the 88 of Greg Lovell. They're still side by side up here at the front of this field as we're pretty much double file throughout this entire pack. Another good push there on the outside down the back straightaway, and looking to maybe clear down the back stretch. Wall might have just gotten barely enough of a push and did just barely get enough of a push to stay at that quarter panel.
And will stay at the door now with that shorter way around, and of course a very experienced pusher in that 088. Doing a phenomenal job of keeping it going there on the inside lane. Keith, though, with that momentum on the high side, will lead again. And then that seesaw is going to come back here, although that is... Yep, 21 pushed up there, turned back down, and the car is caught and turned very, very hard left. That's going to kill their momentum there on the inside.
Quite a bit.
Didn't hurt their momentum quite as bad as I thought it would, but
I managed that pretty well.
Yeah, that was a really good recovery for what could have been.
All right, looking to try and rebound here.
Going back forward on the inside. Once again, going to draw even with the 63 when it looked like even Bobby Farrell was just about clear after that ordeal, but they gathered it up beautifully. Everybody there on the inside lane. Great driving job, great heads up. Checking up there without getting into anybody, and just like that, man, they are going at it here. They are very, very even. Maybe even give the advantage. Oh, that was a big bump there to the 80, and what a wheelie!
Whoa!
Doug Hewlick.
All right.
Okay. That was something.
Hang on, that was cool. Do it again.
That started, I think Eric Lovell bumper hooked, or bumper grabbed off of the 24. Let's see. Yep, that is exactly what happened. He went down, got into Tim Anderson. Oh my gosh. Hit to the inside there, but 33 again. Damage is off, so it's not going to be too bad. But that, I hate to compare it to Ryan Preece, but there's no other way to describe it.
I mean, yeah.
Like, how else do you compare that? Look at this. Also had a flip there for the 33 as well, or a near flip, but how long he held that. We need an onboard. We need an onboard. On board with the 23. Get ready, folks. You're going to see a lot of sky. 8 years of NR2003 online and offline. I cannot recall ever seeing something like that. As everybody comes down pit road, 20 laps to go. I am thoroughly amused at what we just saw there, and I think it makes it even better the fact that there's no damage. So all these guys are going to be just fine to keep going, and that caution actually really saved Pat McCarskey and Dan Lovell. They were way back at the draft, so they're going to be right back in it now. Oh my gosh, I think Doug Hewlett needs some sort of award for that one.
My goodness. The front end gets light, and over 140, it thinks it's an airplane and wants to fly to Hawaii.
Fly to Hawaii.
One of my favorite quotes from Ford versus Ferrari.
Well, with the cold season coming up here in Pennsylvania, Hawaii sounds pretty nice right about now. Or Aruba, St. Martin, Antigua, I don't know, you name it. St. Martin also being plane spotting haven, so I would probably be inclined to go there. Get everything from those little beach hopper propeller planes all the way up to a dang, is it a Dreamliner, or are they still using an A330? I can't remember, but everyone just remember, I'm the plane guy. Caleb's the train guy.
Yes, sir.
I
heard that there was a train show going on, I think, in Louisville. I'm definitely
in Louisville?
considering maybe going, yeah.
Louisville, Kentucky now has a whole different context for me ever since Louder Than Life, so imagining that, imagining a full-on metal festival and then a train expo there, oh no, it just doesn't compute to me anymore. Although then again, I was also the buffoon that literally during some band's performances, if I saw a plane landing, because the festival was right next to Louisville International, I would stop recording the show and pan over to watch the plane land.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty sick, though.
Oh my gosh, especially when they were taking off. Full thrust, and you heard them flying over your head. Oh man, that was cool. I told my coworkers, I've told my parents, and I will tell everyone else that is watching this. You will never hear me shut up about Louder Than Life, ever. It was just that awesome of an experience.
That vlog you made was awesome.
I probably could have just stuck to just recording like the actual festival itself, but I don't know. My inner YouTuber said, "Nah, let's turn this into a full-on vlog. Let's actually document the whole thing and my thoughts throughout." Which, when you get right down to it, I was actually quite proud of. I think it came out rather nicely.
Yeah, it was definitely a very fun watch.
I'm also very proud of myself of actually committing to it and actually following through with vlogging the whole thing. Because I was fully... would not have been surprised if I just fell into a routine of like, I just want to take in the whole experience. And for the most part, I did. The clips that I got were so few of what I actually saw. Heck, I didn't record a single bit of the Sleep Token set, which, you know, is the biggest... I'm the biggest fan of that band, and I did not record a single bit of it because I was just taking it in. Everything else, I at least got a little something for the most part. Everybody's back in again. Lights are going to go out on the pace car this time. Graham McDonald and Eric Lovell have stayed out. Everybody else is in. And we've got 15 laps to... No, 17. Yeah, 17 laps to go. So these guys will definitely have to pit. It's just a matter of maybe getting a splash versus half a can. And trying to save yourself every half second that you can on pit road. When you make that money stop. Which will be coming. Probably shortly before the race ends. Like, probably lap 35. But there's no way they're going to be able to make it.
It's definitely going to get quite interesting here.
Billy Elliser back there is just closing back in. Still got all 13 cars on the lead lap and in this lead draft. Thanks to that yellow flag there. This one actually, indeed, for an incident that occurred at that moment. Doug Hulick is going to be rewarded with his pilot's license. Or would that just qualify for the wheel stand competition at the drag races?
That's definitely a contender.
I would say so. Pace car pulls it in, coming to lap 23. So we got 16 laps to go when we check the stripe here. Probably just about 3 laps shy of when these guys would have to pit. Graham McDonald, Eric Lovell leading them to the green this time. And then it's the first and second starters. Now third and fourth there. That's Greg Lovell and Randy Waugh. We are back at it. And let's see what's in store these final 16 laps and when those final pit stops roll around.
Donald poking the nose out front for the time being with Greg there in tow, looking to try and push him through.
Greg giving a great shove
down the back. Ooh, bit upset there on the outside going into 3 and 4.
They all settle it down somehow, but yeah, a little sketchy there. Randy Waugh giving the almightiest of shoves to Eric. Trying to get that outside lane going. But Greg giving a great shove to Graham, and they're going to stay clear at the moment. Might even bring Keith Bynum with them to get clear there. And now we got the top 3. All clear there on the inside lane. Brian Lovell is down there as well. And yeah, that inside lane is currently where all of the energy is. All the best pushes are coming from there. They're pushing hard up there on that outside with Randy pushing Eric Lovell there really, really well. And we're getting back alongside the 44. But I think they need at least one more pusher or at least another car up there. Doug Hulick is up there, as is Bobby Farrell. And Pat McCarskey's trying to get up there. He's currently side by side with Manager Lardy. Billy Ellis are rounding out this 13-car field here at the moment. All 13 of them in this pack and in it with a shot. And it is currently 14 laps to go. Graham McDonald out in front and remains there thanks to that 088 shoving him very, very well at the moment.
Let's see if maybe we see anybody else maybe jumping up to that outside lane. They've managed to hold pretty tough here so far, staying side by side with the 44 of Brian Lovell. A couple cars there on the inside got a bit upset there off of turn number 4, but the outside lane falling back a little bit still as 44 now going to get clear here down the front straightaway. And 21 there. Randy Wall going to jump down to the inside, so is the 7 of Bobby Farrell. And now that outside lane now starting to fall apart.
Yep, that is all going to be going to the inside lane now as they realize that's where the energy is. So they're going to go with it, and thus that's going to help them out even further as we've got 13 laps to go here. Randy, though, now opts, you know what? I might be better off leading instead of being the one pushing than is going to try and get up there. He's alongside Dan Lovell at the moment. Question is, though, how good of a pusher is Eric Lovell? We haven't seen him in the pushing position too much so far tonight in either race. Doug Hewlick is behind the 80. He's certainly not afraid to get after it a little bit with that bumper. So we'll see when they come down the back straightaway here. They've gotten back up to that 44 again. Let's see what kind of run they can get off of turn 2 here. This is usually the main place that outside lane is going to get its biggest run.
And a pretty big run. It does indeed look like they have got the outside lane starting to come back. As now Wall to the outside of the 63 of Keith Bainham. They've got a lot of cars up there right now. A lot of cars have managed to make their way up there. Now only 5 cars there on the inside lane. A couple cars jumping back down to the inside. That can maybe hurt their momentum a little bit on the outside, but they've still got quite a bit built up as now Wall to the outside of the 88 of Greg Lovell. Outside lane starting to get formed back up once again and looking to maybe even make a charge up here towards the race lead.
Those shows continue for the 21. He could get up there any moment. Does Graham?
Yeah, he is up there.
Does Graham respond? Oh, wow, man, what a run down the straightaway. Yeah, he is there. Graham did not respond and opts to stay with Greg Lovell for now. They're coming to 10 laps to go. And that one pit stop is looming in the near future. I think Randy should get this lap led, and indeed he will. Randy Wall looking to get a W here tonight. I do believe that if he does win tonight, if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure he won the first race last week. I could be wrong on that. I do know that he has won, though, this season. So he's looking to do it again. And another great shove there for the 80s. Not quite clear yet. But I feel like one more straightaway like that, and he very well could find himself in the outright lead. But now, guys, going back down to that inside again. There's now only 4 of them up there on the outside. But that should be enough for them to continue this momentum to the stripe. It's going to be the 24 this time around.
There on the outside now, just down to 4. But they're looking to see if they could try to keep that momentum up. Erica's done a really good job at pushing that 21, as now looking to push him up front once again here as we head down the back straightaway. Going to be side by side as the push finally comes to the inside lane, but still the 21. Randy Wall with a slight edge on momentum there going into 3 and 4, and once again we're still side by side up here for this race lead. The outside lane holding on really strong here. Like you mentioned, we've only got a couple laps to go, but these guys still got to make one more pit stop, and that should be looming over the horizon. The question is, when are these guys going to come down, and what do you elect to do?
Yeah. Can you get away with a splash, or do you have to go with half a can? That could be a difference maker. As McDonald just barely led that lap. He's going to get the advantage off of turn 2, but now the advantage is going to come back to the outside thanks to that momentum, and that seesaw just continues Inside, outside. Inside, outside. Doug Hewlick pushing the 80. The 80 pushing the 21. Now it's some separation on the inside lane.
Yeah.
And that's because we got
This is
pitting.
why. That's why.
They're short pitting it. And this is way more cars than I thought there'd be at this point. Ooh, hold on there. Keep finding with a little lockup. But beautiful pit entry for everybody.
See if everyone made it in through without speeding. A couple cars there came in quite hot. We'll have to see, but like I said, definitely going to be about execution here, especially on this pit stop. And going to be intriguing to see what everybody elects to do here as most of the field comes down. A couple guys leaving their pit stalls. There goes Juan, the 21 out of the pit stall with 88. Greg Lovell not too far, or actually is going to be decently far in tow. How about Beanham with a good stop there in the 63? And it looks like second out of this pack of cars.
Ooh, side by side there between Dan and Greg. Greg, don't do it again.
As it stayed out.
There we got some guys getting up to speed a little slower than others. I think Brian Lovell may have had a bit of a moment there and is struggling to get it going. As second pack is in. It was just a small handful of cars.
So Randy Waugh got him up to speed.
Pat McCarskey, Eric Lovell, Billy Ellisler, Doug Hewlick, they are all in. And now coming out. Let's see where everybody emerges. Top four are going to breeze on by Ellisler, and it looks like, they're going to breeze on by everyone there. It looks like this will be the fight for the race win. Unless some other cars somehow get bunched up back there to try and chase him down. And I bet you some of this came down to some guys taking just a splash and banking on the fact that that would be enough to get them to the end. Some of these guys may have gone the safe route and taken a half can. And man, we got a good line here led by Graham McDonald. They're going to get even more speed as they're going to catch a little bit of a draft off of these three cars. They're going to try to go around them on the outside. If they can try to get around them quickly and cleanly.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know how clean this is going to be. Not clean there for the 44. He gets into the wall.
That might be a pretty significant asterisk.
Yeah. But yeah, they've got to file in line here fast. If they don't, they have no chance of closing.
I do wonder though, these top four have a pretty significant gap back to the rest of the field, so I wonder if maybe these top four might have just done a splash and go, and maybe everyone else on back might have done half can of field. Not entirely sure, but
I can definitely say one thing here. One thing is for sure, Graham McDonald's straightaway speed is definitely faster than these top four. We got only 4 laps to go. Do they have enough time to close? If they do, they're steamrolling at the moment.
They're hauling.
Current gap 3 seconds. They need to gain pretty much a second per lap. Don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off. But the thing is, though, if these guys start racing up here, because I know for sure that Keith Bynum and Randy Waugh, they're going to start racing up here. Greg Lovell, and heck, Dan, for that matter. I feel like they're going to want to get after it a little bit themselves, so.
My goodness, these guys are on rails.
And they're pushing the ever-loving daylights out of each other. Man, Gilardi right on the tail of Graham McDonald. Let's see what the lap time difference is this time. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, this might not be done.
Oh, no, it ain't.
These guys might have a chance.
2.2 separating Dan Lovell and Graham McDonald there with 3 to go.
Especially if they can maybe get around a second. They can start picking up the draft from these guys ahead.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that's coming here soon. 199 miles an hour for Graham McDonald headed into turn 3. And these top 4 are barely holding even 192, 191. And I bet you it could be because they're trying to save fuel. They might not have enough.
That could definitely be a possibility, yeah.
Because I think Keith Bynum just blipped the throttle trying to save. These guys in the second pack who are now, oh my gosh, they're 201.
Oh, they're going to catch him.
They've got the draft. They've got the draft. They're going to steamroll all four of these guys. Like they aren't even moving. And I bet you it's because they're saving fuel.
Over 200 down the backstretch.
Boy.
Oh, and they're fighting amongst themselves now. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, the run for the 24 is going to be crazy. Where's he going to go with it?
To the inside.
Rangelardi to the middle. Bynum up high. Coming to the white.
Here comes Bobby Farrell looking to make it 2 for 2.
Can he sweep tonight's races? He's got a great chance at it. And Doug Hewlick, after the wheelie that he had. Oh, Randy. No caution. We will race back, though, regardless, even if it does come out. No help for Bobby. There goes Hewlick. And many, oh my God. And Bobby just took out the 63. Graham McDonald by himself now.
And I think that might be all she wrote.
24, yeah, he's got it. Still run out of fuel. Keith Bynum second. Brian Lovell's going to finish third for the second time in a row.
Oh, they might get close.
Oh,
they're
they're running him down fast. But it's official. Graham McDonald in a crazy Talladega race.
Wow.
Phew. Mowed those guys down and then took full advantage of that inside lane. Calamity behind him. And he held on. Holy schmoly. And I think we can all agree Doug Hewlick, officially commercial pilot in the making.
Close enough. Welcome back, Ryan Preece.
Unreal. I'll be saving that replay for sure. The Mopar number 24 are going to be going to victory lane once again this season. But again, man, in dramatic fashion, they are closed in on those front four. I don't think any of those guys in the front... Well, actually, no, Keith Bynum was in that, and he's going to finish second. He was the only one that remained in the top four finishing positions, but it was all said and done. And there goes Graham burning it down. As he darn well should, not just for a job well done in this race, but a job well done in the operation that he's putting on over here at Primetime Racing League. Just before we get a look, or oh my gosh, I am so toast. Just before we get a word with our top three there, we are going to just have some quick looks at those couple of incidents on the final lap. I'm also saving that replay because I think there's going to be some great screenshots in the making of that one. Doug Hewlick and Randy Watt both opted to retire after being involved in their incidents. Let's go ahead and see what all transpired. Starting with Randy Watt coming to the whites. In the middle lane, tries to come down in front of Brian Lovell and not clear, and also get some hang time. And then what transpired to cause this incident up here? And there's Doug going around. Everyone involved. Tim Anderson upside down and remains turtled. Bobby Farrell even was involved, yet still finished 6th. Actually, I think Bobby was involved in a bit of a separate deal there after that big crash where they all went airborne. Let's have a quick look here. Watching Bobby Farrell here. Oh, he also got the bumper grab treatment.
Bumper grab, no.
Everyone's best friend, ain't it?
Oh, you got that right.
One more look at that big wreck there in turn 2. And once again, Doug Hewlick. Airman Doug. Yep, just pushes up. Eric Lovell gets into him. Now that's Hawaii bound right there. Dan Lovell's in it. That was pretty much everybody. There was Pat McCarthy just breezing on by. Pat McCarthy will end up 4th after all that. So good recovery. Holy schmoly moly. So Graham McDonald, Keith Bynum, Brian Lovell, Pat McCarthy, Greg Lovell, Bobby Farrell, Mike Mangialardi, Dan Lovell, Billy Ellis, or Eric are the top 10. And then it was Doug Hewlick, Tim Anderson, and Randy Waugh, the full finishers for this one. Oh boy. Wild stuff there. Wild stuff. What do you say we get to talk to our top 3 this time around? I think there is one guy we'll get to talk to twice tonight, and that is Brian Lovell. If TeamSpeak cooperates with me.
User was moved to your channel.
There it goes. Well, Brian Lovell, do you copy once again?
Yeah, I got another 3rd place finish.
Hey, a pair of 3rd place finishes at any super speedway or pair of super speedways. That's pretty sporty right there and pretty impressive. You managed to run that pack down with you guys just pushing Graham all the way up there, and then things got a little bit crazy there in turn 2. What was your perspective taking the white flag there?
I know Randy come in front of me, and we were doing 200 miles an hour, and they were doing like 194 or something. And when it's 2 to go, you want to keep that momentum. And I lifted, and I still spun him. You know, I mean, I hated that. And then something else happened, and turn 1 and 2. I seen just the very edge of it because I was looking in my rearview mirror, and then I got through that somehow. And it's pretty crazy. It's a fun, interesting race.
Fun indeed. A little more chaotic than the first one, but still, that was some thrilling stuff there. I will ask, as far as that final pit stop went, what was the debate looking like between if a half a can was going to have to be the route to go, or if a potential splash would have been a possibility?
I think we took that half a can, but had been saving, you know, a whole run pretty good. Quite a few of us were actually. And it was calling for a splash after I crossed the line, so it's pretty good.
Pretty much right on the nose there, so found that balance pretty darn well. And hey, despite everything going on there, he managed to survive it for 3rd place yet again tonight. Caleb, anything for Brian here?
Well, back-to-back podium finishes here in tonight's races. And definitely have to say that Talladega or Primetime Superspeedway race was definitely an interesting follow-up.
Yeah, that
race
was
there
wild.
at Daytona. But I definitely have to say, fantastic job out there tonight in both races to having back-to-back third-place finishes. Definitely nothing to scoff at there. Also, fantastic job out there tonight, my man. Fantastic work.
Yeah, my qualifying stunk. Uh, for some reason, I don't know what happened, man. And I usually do pretty decent, fairly decent, but here lately I have been, but I just didn't qualify worth a darn. Then when I come out pit road on that last stop, I thought we was under caution. I was daydreaming or something. That's why I ended up slowing up so much. But and I was tagging into the tail end of that second big pack. And like I said, I was on the back of it, and I was doing 200, so they were moving.
Yeah, they were hauling, but I will admit I was definitely curious about that, so it's actually good to know that
But I told the
that's what actually
guys up
happened.
there leading, I told them up there, I said, y'all got something coming like that, and I guess they didn't hear me. Then all of a sudden, we're shooting both ways, and they're like, where'd y'all come from? You know,
Where'd y'all
uh,
come?
well, I guess they were up there worried about, coming to two to go to race, and they didn't realize we was right up on top of them, and they was going every which way.
Yeah, I've been there once or twice. I could definitely tell you. I could definitely tell you that. So I relate on both fronts, having been on both ends. So hey man, great couple of third place finishes. Like I said, anytime that you're able to get a double podium at a pair of super speedways, that is always impressive. So very well done. Best of luck heading into next week. Oh, if you do want to give any further closing thoughts, the floor is certainly yours, my friend.
No, just appreciate you guys, and there's no, Randy was good dude, like him. I ain't, everything. He knows I wouldn't wreck him intentionally or anything like that. So he knows where I stand on that, and it's just a racing deal, and I hate that it happened, but when you're carrying so much momentum like that, it's hard to slow up just real fast. But anyway, if that is my fault, I do apologize to him.
Hey, super speedway racing, man. Can't
Yeah,
fault
it's
you too
tough
much there.
sometimes. But pit road was pretty clean on that second race. I'd say that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You guys did beautifully getting down there. That was awesome to see just how well that went. So very nicely done, and a great couple of finishes for you tonight, my friend. Best of luck heading into next week. We will get to see you then.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good night.
Same to you, my friend.
User was moved out of your channel.
This is Brian Lovell with yet another third place finish. P2 though tonight is going to be this guy.
User was moved to your
It's number
channel.
63. That is Keith Bynum. Keith, do you copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing pretty well after quite the thrilling race there. Doug Hewlett qualifying for his pilot's license after both a great wheelie and then that big wreck. But for you though, we'll turn the attention over to you, of course, because you're able to get the runner up. You were the only guy to finish in the top three that was in the top four group there at the end there. Were you guys just trying to push each other as much as you can, or was there
Yeah,
some fuel saving there?
we was following one certain car around saving gas, and just with one lap to go, we pulled out to pass, and then that wreck happened, and I got caught up into that wreck just a hair, and I swung way down off into the infield of the track and was able to. Thought I was going to spin, but I was able to hold on to it and come back out on the track and finish where I did.
Heck, you and Brian almost ran down Graham there, and a couple more 100 feet, you probably would have been winning this thing. But hey, still though, yeah, a great save. I saw that was Bobby that kind of bumper hook off of Graham and got into you. But like you said, man, you were able to save it and
Yeah,
get
it's
yourself in it.
lucky. Yeah, Yeah, it was fun. I want to say hey to my mother if you're listening and watching tonight. And just a good time, good group of guys. And hopefully we will pick up some extra drivers. Anybody watches the broadcast in the next week or two, if you want to race, come to Primetime Racing League. It's primetime.racelm.net, I think, is our page. We have a Facebook page too, Primetime Racing League on Facebook. And if you're interested in racing, come see us, tap on our buttons, and we'll answer you back. And thank you for the broadcasting tonight. I'm going to let you get on with it. And appreciate the broadcast. You do a good job. Thank you.
Hey, not a problem, my man. Just before I let you go, I'll just see if Caleb's got any questions or anything for our
Yeah.
runner-up.
I definitely have to say congratulations out there, my man. Second place. Definitely nothing to scoff at, especially after a absolutely wild race such as that. So, great job out there tonight, my man, and great job.
Yeah, I mean, I got up front and led a bunch of laps. I think it was this race here I led early a little bit. It might have been the Daytona race. I don't know, but still, it's you never can tell on this track, right on this Talladega style track. You can be in second to the last place, and something major can happen midway through the track somewhere, and you can, just about not quite win it, but you can get in the top 5 pretty easy sometimes like that. My mama will ask me, she'll say, how did you go from 17th to second or something like that, and I'll tell her that they was a wreck and I got by it without, getting caught up in it.
That's the nature of the beast that is super speedway racing. But
never know what can happen at these kind of tracks.
Yeah.
Amen to that. But no, yeah, man, you drove great races, and especially the second one, and you put yourself in a good position to be up there. So definitely a well-deserved good finish for you. Hopefully there'll be plenty more of these to come throughout the season.
Yeah, and Graham, he puts on our weekend races on Friday and Saturday night. He has the Truck Series on Friday night, and he has this Men's Cup Series on Saturday night. Monday night, we have what is the VTS 65 Series, which is 1965 model pickup trucks. And it's a CTS physics. We race a variety of tracks, but we do that on Monday nights with fixed setups. A lot of fun. And planning on got other series in the works. I'm going to check out. Thank you so much again. I'll let you get with Graham.
Right on, my man. Great job tonight, and we'll see you next week.
I can move myself. Thank you, buddy. Night.
10-4.
User left your channel.
That was our runner-up finisher there.
User was moved to your
Keith
channel.
Bynum. Finishing runner-up, though, to this guy, Graham McDonald, the head honcho of this deal. Graham, do you copy?
Yep, I got you.
Now, that's a big W for you there, man, but it started just with you running the heck down on those top 4 there. Talk to me about that there, because that was pretty cool seeing how much speed you guys had in that group with Mangialardi pushing you. I think it was Mangialardi. You guys were making some serious hay there.
Yeah, well, we had 7 people together against those 4, and I believe those 4 were also trying to save gas. So we caught them pretty quick. They weren't even paying attention to us catching up to them.
Yeah. Brian was kind of describing it like they all kind of reacted like, where the heck did you all come from? When you caught up to them, and obviously at that point it's like everyone's got scattered because everyone had a run and they were starting to race amongst each other. Obviously there was only one hole for you to go, and that was low. But at that point, then what are you thinking? Because surely it's like, okay, is anyone going to stick with me? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I know, because I was looking in my mirror after I got by them, and everybody was gone. I guess some people took different lanes because they thought the holes were closing up. It was a mess that last lap.
A lot of craziness that was happening for sure. But hey, man, it was all behind you, and you were able to keep it clean there, despite everything happening behind you. and you were able to cruise yourself to a race victory. So definitely really cool. I'll turn it over to Caleb, see if he's got anything for a race winner.
Oh, definitely have to say that was a very interesting pair of races there, especially the race Primetime falling off of that race at Daytona. But just that was quite the race out there and quite the performance there out of you. Like you were absolutely hauling the mail there on that final run, trying to catch up to that first pack of cars. That was just absolutely exhilarating to watch, and fantastic battle to the checkered flag there after everything is said and done. But definitely have to give you a lot of props there for just running that first pack down. Like I said, that was incredible, but just fantastic job out there tonight, my man, and huge congratulations on that win.
Hey, thank you. They're hard to get, but I've got two now in the last two weekends.
You'll love to see it. Yeah, love to see it. So, hey, great job to you. And I will also, just before we let you out of the floor, I will also follow up on what Keith said there. And just saying, yeah, good place to race here is PRL. So, you want to get better at super speedway racing. This is a great place to do it because there's some great guys that are doing it each and every week. And they know a thing or two about running around these tracks. So, a great place to come out here and race. Graham McDonald, of course, the one running the Saturday night shootout here. And yeah, just get in touch with him or Keith if you want to come out and check it out. Graham, though, I will let you have the floor, though, for whatever closing thoughts and shout-outs you would like to give.
Just want to say thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks to everybody coming out. I wish we had a few more. We'll see what happens in the future. Maybe a couple more will come back.
Yeah, you never know. But hey, big field, small field, whatever it turns out, you guys have been putting on some great shows. And like I've always said, I'm just honored to be a part of it. So great win tonight and great show. And we're looking forward to seeing what next week holds.
Yeah, well, thanks for everything you do.
Hey, happily, man. You have yourself a good evening.
Yeah, good night.
User was moved out of your channel.
Graham McDonald, the race winner of the night. Caleb, that was some pretty awesome stuff that we got to see here tonight. I'll go ahead and get your closing thoughts on what we got to see here tonight. As I'm just going to pull up a little something here, but thoughts on tonight, man. But I could definitely say I think you and I can both agree that was some pretty awesome stuff.
Absolutely. That was a very, very fun night of racing. Both races were absolutely amazing there in their own rights. What a fantastic showing here tonight. And very glad to have been up here to call both those races because that was just so much fun. So thank you so much for having me up here once again. And I definitely have to give a shout out to all these guys putting on a fantastic showing here tonight here in Primetime.
And thank you, as always, Caleb, for joining me. Yeah, always such a blast. Anytime I get you up here. I just before we conclude the night, I had to get Freecam fired up here in the replay that I saved of the race because this view of the wheelie of all time from Doug Hewlick, I think, is going to be hilarious. But now, regardless, wheelie or not, those are both some really, really awesome races. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a screenshot and a half right here. Let me get it just right. Yeah, there we go. There it is. All its glory. Look at that.
That's wallpaper material.
Oh man, that'll be going into the Facebook group. Oh, too good, too good. Well, on behalf of Mr. Caleb Rose over here, congrats to both our race winners tonight, Bobby Farrell and Graham McDonald. And we will see everyone next week once again for PRL next Saturday night. Of course, tomorrow night, Talladega for Fast, and then Talladega for Hobo on Tuesday. You won't want to miss those. Those are going to be some awesome races with some big championship implications in the both of them. Until then, though, a good evening to all. I'm going to go get some sleep so that I can actually regain my ability to speak sentences. Take care, all. Bye for now. And shut this part down. That was awesome. I am exhausted. I am gonna go to sleep. Whoa.